Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're heading over to Egypt's Red Sea coast to look at a master plan town that is literally redefining what sustainable luxury actually means. It's this incredible place where you get pristine beaches and world-class amenities, all running on a brilliantly engineered, invisible ecosystem.
Look, it's a completely fair question. We all know traditional coastal tourism often comes with a really heavy, hidden cost. You know, environmental degradation, drained aquifers, literal mountains of waste. But today, we're exploring a destination that flips that whole script. We're going to see how careful, intentional planning can actually restore an environment while still delivering an absolutely top-tier guest experience.
Here's our roadmap for today. 1. The Sustainable Town Vision. 2. Designing the Green Oasis. 3. Inside the Chedi El Gouna. 4. Desert farms to dining tables. And finally, 5. Work, wellness, and adventure.
Section 1. The Sustainable Town Vision.
El Gouna isn't just slapping a green leaf sticker on a standard resort. It's actually recognized as Africa's very first global green town. And the reason why is super interesting. A single developer controls the whole shebang. The roads, the lagoons, the utilities, and the public spaces. Because of this single operator model, sustainability is handled at a massive town scale. That's exactly how almost 100% of the hotels here hold a Green Star certification. You're not just booking a room, you're plugging directly into a town-wide environmental grid.
Moving on to Section 2, Designing the Green Oasis.
So, if you're standing on a roof in El Gouna, you've got the super arid pale desert on one side and the deep blue Red Sea on the other. Making a town thrive between those two extremes takes some serious engineering. Since they obviously can't rely on rain, they use massive desalination plants to turn tens of thousands of cubic meters of seawater into perfectly clean drinking water every single day. But here's the kicker. They don't stop there. They intelligently recycle that gray water to irrigate the manicured lawns and hotel gardens, so guests get a lush tropical oasis without draining the fragile natural aquifers. Throw in a growing network of solar farms feeding the shared grid, and you've got a seriously resilient setup.
Section 3. Inside the Chedi El Gouna.
Now, let's zoom in a bit. We're looking at the Chedi El Gouna, the stunning, ultra-luxury retreat that opened back in October 2022. You'd normally expect waste to be a massive headache in high-end hospitality, right? But at the Chedi, an unbelievable 85% of all waste is recycled. 85%! And that's because they don't have to figure it out in isolation. They just tap right into El Gouna's centralized collection and sorting facilities. It's the perfect example of how town-wide planning makes individual hotel sustainability almost effortless.
And this meticulously planned eco-infrastructure actually elevates the luxury experience. Going green absolutely does not mean compromising on world-class amenities here. I mean, you can detox in a stunning Asian-inspired spa with authentic Turkish baths, or hit up a 24-hour gym packed with state-of-the-art techno gym gear. You get top-tier wellness completely guilt-free.
That harmony between luxury and the environment spills right out into the outdoors too. These gorgeous, sun-drenched tropical pools reflecting the Red Sea sky. Even the water heating for them is powered quietly by solar energy. It's just sustainability working completely invisibly behind the scenes of your perfect afternoon.
Section 4. Desert farms to dining tables. Feeding thousands of guests usually means relying on massive, long-haul food imports, which, as we know, generates a huge carbon footprint. El Gouna does it differently. Right on the desert fringe behind the town, they've built agricultural plots and greenhouses, literally coaxing the arid land into productivity. Because of this living experiment, the Chedi sources nearly 50% of its food sustainably and locally. We're talking chefs pulling tomatoes and fresh herbs straight from desert farms to your plate, sometimes just hours before service. This dramatically shrinks the supply chain, lowers emissions, and directly supports local Egyptian farm workers.
And that local sourcing translates to some spectacular dining. Up at the rooftop restaurant Nihon, you can dig into Japanese fine dining and expertly prepared sushi right under a canopy of stars. It is an incredibly elegant meal, made even better by knowing your ingredients were sourced with total respect for the surrounding marine and desert ecosystems.
Section 5. Work, Wellness, and Adventure.
Let's talk about the day-to-day for a guest here. Thanks to this unique infrastructure, El Gouna has become a total haven for the remote executive. The town operates year-round with highly reliable high-speed internet, great co-working spaces, and elegant wood-paneled conference rooms. It's the ultimate carbon-light base in Egypt for business travelers who want to balance real productivity with a much lower environmental footprint.
The modern executive is totally rethinking the typical business trip. They're blending intensive boardroom time in Cairo with deep work days down by the Red Sea, leveraging that high-speed internet. You literally step straight out of a stressful video call into a completely different, nature-focused rhythm. It's a real game changer.
And when you finally slam that laptop shut for the day, well, at the Chedi, you've got exactly 250 meters of pristine, private, sandy beach waiting right at your doorstep. Talk about the ultimate decompression zone.
If lounging isn't your vibe, the activities are spectacular. The blustery conditions are absolutely perfect for kite surfing, or you can scuba dive the famous Abu Nuhash ship graveyards. More of a land person? Jump on a quad bike and head into the dunes for a sunset Bedouin coffee safari, or go horseback riding on the beach. And for wellness, there's beach boot camps and scheduled yoga. Every single activity is designed to connect you to the very environment you're helping protect.
All of this really comes back to the core philosophy of El Gouna's founder, Sami Sawiris. He made a crucial point. By building a real, permanent town with schools, clinics, and year-round residents, instead of just a seasonal tourist trap, they've created an incredibly resilient, sustainable model. It's a blueprint for coastal tourism worldwide.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, we've seen that true luxury and deep environmental care are definitely not mutually exclusive. They can coexist beautifully. Which really just leaves us with one fascinating question. If an entire town can be engineered to restore its environment while thriving economically, what's stopping the rest of the travel industry from doing the exact same thing?